I'm Robert. This is Sarah. Welcome to the Willard House and Clock Museum. We'd like to show you around if you have a few minutes. Sarah? Hi, we're in the entryway of the Willard House and Clock Museum in North Grafton, Massachusetts, home of the famous Willard clockmakers who made clocks here 200 years ago. Let's have Sarah show us the real living quarters.
Welcome to the kitchen. This is the oldest part of the house, and this is where our four clockmaking brothers, Benjamin, Simon, Ephraim, and Aaron, grew up with their two parents and their 8 brothers and sisters. As you can see, we have this lovely hearth where their mother and their sisters would have boiled soups and stews and pottages and fried a number of things. We also have this lovely bake oven where they're baking breads and pies, staples of the English cuisine. We also have several place settings, as you can see. And as for what their daily lives would have looked like, the boys were probably outdoors most of the time with their father farming. Everybody around here was a farmer with some other occupation on the side. So the boys would have been out in the fields with the livestock and the crops and the orchards. The girls would have been inside with their mother cooking, sewing. And you can see we have they would have been using a lot of different kitchen tools, and we have just about every sort they could have used. This isn't the only room in the house. This is just where the family spent most of its time. If they had company, they would have gone to the parlor, the next room on our tour. The room we just entered is called the parlor. This was a very important room. This was where the Willards would have brought in important guests. The ladies might have had tea with their neighbors here, and the men might have brought in potential clients and conducted business. And as you can see, you might notice, there are a couple of Simon Willard's patent timepieces on the wall in here. But there are some other items in here I really want to show you. These are actually Simon Willard's glasses. Somebody managed to keep track of these. I lose mine all the time. You also ask questions about things that were the same and different from back then and now. These are pens. These are called quill pens. A quill is a particularly strong bird feather. You can see this one's not cut. You'd cut it with a pen knife, and you get a groove like that. And you dip it in ink, and then you would write.
Now that Sarah has shown you the personal side of the Willards and how they lived, let me show you what they actually made right here in North Grafton. Follow me. Welcome to the main gallery of the Willard House and Clock Museum. This is one of 3 galleries that we use to display Willard clocks of all different types, all different sizes, shapes, but they all do the same thing. They tell time. Just like looking at your watch, just like looking at your phone, and they're doing it just like they have been doing it for over 200 years. Now let me show you some specifics of these clocks. Whoa, what is that? It's really pretty cool. 200 years ago, you could look up at your clock and know whether it was going to be dark outside or light by the phases of the moon. If it was like this, it was going to be light. If it was like this, it was going to be dark. So they could tell what light there would be should they want to travel. We then have a second hand, we have a minute hand, an hour hand, and if you set it, it's coming up to 3 o'clock. Some of the other clocks, this is a rare form, first came in 1819, and people today call it a lighthouse clock for obvious reasons. Kind of looks like a lighthouse, but it was an alarm clock to wake you up in the morning. This is a shelf clock which would go over a mantelpiece. Beautiful silver dial, probably engraved by that patriot Paul Revere. And finally, over here, we have the clock that Simon Willard received a patent for in 1802, his patent timepiece. They call it a banjo clock today because it kind of looks like a banjo, but in his day, it was simply known as a timepiece, and he owned the patent for it in 1802. There's one more clock I want to point out in this room before we leave the main gallery. It's Simon Willard's gallery clock. He made it in 1804 for his own church. It would hang on the back end of the gallery of the church, and the minister would actually see this very carefully when it was time to stop his sermon. He would know by looking at this big clock. But let's see how these things work. Let's see how they're made. Let's take a walk into the workshop. Welcome to my favorite room in the entire museum. This is the actual workshop that Simon Willard and Benjamin Willard, his oldest brother, worked in by 1760. The other two brothers, Aaron and Ephraim, worked here as well, learning the trade at a very young age. This is a very complete workshop for the trade, but there's a lot here to look at, so let's take a look at the workbench. This is the actual workbench where the Willards worked producing their clocks. Most of the tools here are handmade, made by the clockmakers themselves, because there was no real way to have these tools shipped to them because there weren't any real manufacturers here in America. But it's here that they produced these most complicated mechanical elements that was known in colonial America to be housed in mahogany cases and would adorn beautiful homes in the new colonies. But what's exciting about this place is this is the very spot where clockmakers would work with an apprentice, probably right about your own age, 7 or 8 years old, and learn the trade of clockmaking right here in North Grafton. But there's one other thing I'd like to show you. One of the most common questions I'm asked here at the Willard House and Clock Museum is what makes a clock go tick-tock? This is a perfect way to show you that. This is a mechanical timekeeper by Simon Willard, made in 1833. It's powered by a heavy iron weight, and that weight, by the force of gravity, is causing all of these wheels to rotate, and finally when it gets up to what's called the escape wheel, that energy is released 1 second at a time, causing the tick-tock sound. So if you have the time, why don't you come down to visit us here at the Willard House and Clock Museum in North Grafton. I really hope to see you soon.